Yes, good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wheresoever you're watching this video. Welcome to all. Welcome to the first video of electric potential. We are starting off with electric potential, but what is actually electric potential? Electric potential, as the word suggests, it is the amount of work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point. Okay, that means in case there's a point A and at which you already have a charge Q and you want to bring a unit positive charge from infinity like this, it is coming from infinity to a particular point B, let's say to a particular point B, you have to do a work against the electrostatic force of repulsion, because these two charges, they are similar charges, they have the same positive sign. So if I am bringing a charge from infinity to a given point, I am doing work against the electrostatic force of repulsion. So this becomes a work done against the electrostatic force of repulsion in order to bring a charge from Q0 to point B. So what is electric potential at point B? It is actually the work done in bringing a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point. The SI unit becomes, SI unit is either volts or it becomes joule per coulomb. What about the dimensional formula? If I see W, the dimensional formula for W work done, it becomes ml square T minus 2, and about this it is 80. So V dimensional formula is ml square T minus 2 divided by 80. So the dimensional formula becomes ml square T minus 3 A minus 1. And how do we define? I'm just rewriting this thing. Work done to bring a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point by an external force. Why I'm mentioning this external force? This external force you have to apply. Already there is electrostatic force of repulsion between them, but you have to apply a force against this electrostatic force of repulsion so that this Q0 charge comes to this point, because on its own the internal force which is acting, it is repulsion, but you are doing a work against repulsion. That's the work done to bring a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point by an external force. External force is your force. Okay, let's quickly revise. What is electric potential? Work done to bring a unit positive charge from infinity to a given point by an external force, or you can say we are doing a work against the electrostatic force. Second thing, what is the formula? V is equal to W by Q0. W is the work done, Q0 is the unit positive charge which I am considering over here. SI unit, either you can say volts or you can say joule per coulomb. Dimensional formula becomes ml square T minus 2 divided by 80. Okay, now we come to the next part. Let us derive the expression for this electric potential. Let us derive this expression. For deriving this expression, next is derive the expression for electric potential. Derive the expression for electric potential at a point. So I am considering the same condition. Here I have point A, this is point B, and this is my charge plus Q. Let's say the charge Q0 is at infinity, and I am bringing this charge from infinity to a point B. Let's say at random, this is point C and the charge is at point in case the charge comes to this point C, then the electrostatic force of repulsion is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught by x square. I repeat, in case the charge is at this point C, then the electrostatic force of repulsion is q naught by x square. Now you'll say, what about infinity? In case they are at infinity, then the force becomes almost zero. Why? Because this x square, instead of x square, I write infinity. What is 1 infinity? It becomes zero. So I'm not talking about this infinity point. I'm talking about a point which is at a reasonable distance, and here the electrostatic force is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught by x square. This is electrostatic force of repulsion. Now, in case I want to move this charge a little bit more by a small distance dx, then what is the work done? Small work done, it becomes F dot dx. F dot dx. Why F dot dx? Because this is F, work done is force into displacement, force dot product of force and displacement. Now let me substitute the values. Instead of this, I can write electrostatic force Fe. Instead of this, I can write just dx, magnitude of dx, and cos of 180 degree. Why I am writing cos of 180 degree? Because here the force and displacement, both of them, they are opposite in direction. The force, electrostatic force of repulsion, this is because we are doing work against electrostatic force. The electrostatic force direction is towards this side. It is moving towards this side. But you are trying to displace it in this direction. So both of them, they are in opposite direction. Hence, I am writing cos of 180 degree. This is known to us that cos of 180 degree is equal to minus 1. So here dw is equal to Fe dx and along with it minus 1. Now let me substitute the value of Fe also. So it becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught dx minus sign. This is the small work done. If I want to calculate the total work done is the work done in bringing a charge from infinity to a given point. Which given point? This B point. We consider that this B point is at a distance r. So it becomes from infinity to a given point r, and when I integrate, I q naught divided by 4 pi epsilon naught dx. Out of this, minus q naught comes out, infinity r, one more thing I just forgot, dx square. So this x square, it becomes x raised to minus 2 dx. This becomes the integration, and all these constants have come out. q naught has come out, 4 pi epsilon naught has come out, minus sign has come out, and minus x. Now at this stage, what I do is minus q naught like this, 4 pi epsilon naught like this. We integrate. When we integrate, we increase the power by 1, and then we divide by the increased power. Minus 2 was the power, so increased power now becomes minus 2 plus 1, and now I put the limits infinity to r. This becomes minus q naught divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. It becomes 1 by x. 1 by x, we put the limits infinity and r, and becomes minus q naught 4 pi epsilon naught. It becomes 1 by r minus 1 by infinity. What is 1 by infinity? 0. So I can just ignore this thing, and it becomes just 1 by r. This becomes my total work done. Total work done. One more thing I just missed out. This is minus sign, so minus becomes plus. Quickly I repeat. We are having a charge q naught at infinity. We are trying to bring this charge closer to plus q. That means we are going against the electrostatic force of repulsion. What is the electrostatic force of repulsion? Fe is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q naught by x square, because both of them are positive charges. Then I find out the work done. Work done is force dot displacement, so F dot dx. Fe is the force of repulsion, Fe, dx magnitude cos 180 degree. Why I am writing cos 180 degree? Because electrostatic force of repulsion is towards this side and dx is towards this side. So it is cos 180 degree. Then we substitute these values. Cos 80 becomes minus 1, Fe is minus q naught by 4 pi epsilon naught, dx by x square. Then this is a small work done. If I want the total work done, I have to integrate from infinity to r. What is infinity? Initially where the charge q naught is. And what is r? The distance at which, the point at which I want to find out the electric potential at means this point. So it becomes infinity to r minus q naught 4 pi epsilon naught dx by x square. X square I have to integrate. So this goes up, it becomes x raised to minus 2, rest all things outside. Increase the power by 1, divide by the increased power. Then I put the limits and this is what I get as a work done. But what is electric potential? Electric potential is defined as the work done per unit charge. That means V is equal to W by Q naught. W by Q naught. So how will I write this W by Q naught? Work done I have got, and this becomes now Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R, because this Q naught has been cancelled. In few books you will find that this Q naught is taken as 1, so they just ignore it. That is also valid. Or if I go by the basic formula, V is equal to W by Q naught, so Q naught from here it cancel and I get Q divided by 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught R. If you look at the graph, if I look at the graph for voltage and R, you can see voltage and R are inversely proportional to each other. So the graph will be like this, an asymptotic graph. Okay. Now I come to the next topic. Let's just extend this topic. That's it. Electric potential due to n number of charges. Heading is electric potential due to n number of charges. Mind you, electric potential is a scalar quantity, so nowhere I have mentioned the direction. Till now we have done electrostatic force, electric field, all these were vector quantities, so direction was always mentioned. But electric potential is a scalar quantity, so we will not mention the direction. Now I am considering, let's say, a point O and the number of charges Q1, Q2, so on till Qn, which are having different position vectors R1, R2, so on till Rn at different points, and I have to find out the electric potential due to all these charges at point O. I want to find out the electric potential because of all these charges at point O. So I'll find out first of all V1. What is V1? V1 is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 by R1. I need not write vector, that's okay because it's a scalar quantity. V2 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q2 by R2, so on till Vn is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Qn by Rn. If I sum up all these total, I'll get V1 plus V2, so on till Vn. Hence it becomes 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. I just can take this as common. Q1 by R1 plus Q2 by R2, so on till Qn by Rn, and this is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught sigma I is equal to 1 to n Qi by Ri. So this is how the electric potential due to n number of charges comes out to. Is it clear? Okay. Using the same concept, let's find out the electric potential due to electric dipole, because we have discussed electric dipole and electric field also. Let's discuss it here also. It is simply summation. We'll be using this property in most of the numericals. Now electric potential due to an electric dipole at any point, due to an electric dipole at any point. That means it is neither equatorial nor axial, not at the center. So let me consider an electric dipole. Let's say this is an electric dipole minus Q plus Q. This is an electric dipole. This is point A. This is point B. This is the center of the electric dipole, and from the center of the electric dipole is a point P where I have to find out the electric potential. And let's say this is R, this is A, and this is A. And the angle which it is making, like in the previous case we have done, it is theta. Let me join these things. R1, and let's say this is R2. This is R2. We know that electric potential due to two separate charges I can do. Like I'll say V1 is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. V1 is the, or I'll just call it as VA, electric potential because of A. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by, this is minus Q divided by R1. Similarly, I can say VB is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus Q by R2. So what is V total? If I take V total, it will be equal to VA plus VB, or I can simply write it as 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by R1 plus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus Q by R. That's okay. But what are the values of R1 and R2? This is okay. The total electric potential is like this. It's fine. But we do not know the values of R1 and R2. R is known to us. R is a fixed quantity. A is also a fixed quantity because 2A is the total length of the electric dipole. Now, in order to calculate R1 and R2, what we do is I just extend this line. And so that I can draw a perpendicular over here. And I call this perpendicular as, let's say, M. On this side, again what I do is I try to draw a perpendicular over here like this, and this I call it as N. Okay, this I call it as N. I'll just draw it a bit nicely. This becomes N. Again, this is also perpendicular. Now, if I take this triangle PAM and I just call this point as O. If I take this triangle PAM, this is one full triangle. If I am talking about the value of R1, this whole thing PM is equal to PA. This is equal to R1. Because if you measure these two distances, they are definitely different. But if I have extended it towards this side and drawn a perpendicular, then PM is equal to PA. Similarly, if I talk about, which is equal to what? R1. Similarly, if I talk about this thing, P in this small triangle, then what is this R2 equal to? R2 is equal to, let's say, PN. R2 is PB, which is equal to PN. This is there, which is equal to R2. Now let's calculate these values. First of all, what I do is I am taking in triangle AMO. In triangle AMO. This is theta. This is theta. Okay. So what is this OM? OM is equal to A cos of theta. Just think about this triangle. It's a right angle triangle. AMO एक right angle triangle है. ये इसकी बेस हो गई जिसमें perpendicular angle दोनों हो गए. ये इसका perpendicular हो गया और ये इसका hypotenuse हो गया. So what is OM? A cos theta. Similarly, if I take this triangle in triangle BNO, what is the value of ON? ON is equal to again A cos theta. Why these two angles are equal? They are vertically opposite angles, that's why they are equal. And so this is also A cos theta. What is now R1? R1 is equal to R plus OM. So it becomes R plus A cos theta. Similarly, what is R2? R2 is equal to R minus ON. So it becomes R minus A cos of theta. Now have we got the values of R1 and R2? We have got these values. Let us substitute these values. So V total over here, it becomes minus Q 4 pi epsilon naught. Let me take this plus and minus 1 by R1 plus 1 by R2. Rest all these things have come out. Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. I am putting these values, minus 1 by R plus A cos of theta plus 1 by R minus A cos of theta. The values of R1 and R2 have been substituted. Let me cross multiply. It becomes Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught. This becomes minus R plus A cos theta plus R plus A cos theta divided by R square minus A square cos square theta. R gets cancelled and this is Q A cos theta 2 times divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus a square cos square theta. We all know that P is equal to Q into 2a, so I can write it as 2QA. This value I'll use over here and it becomes P cos theta divided by 4 pi epsilon naught r square 4 pi epsilon naught r square minus a square cos square theta. This value has come. This is electric potential due to electric dipole. I'll quickly revise what it is. I have an electric dipole AB. Electric potential, if I just take it in terms of the law which we have done, we simply add the electric potentials. So electric potential because of A is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus Q by R1 because this distance R1. Electric potential because of B, it is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught plus Q by R2. We have simply added this V total, but the problem is that I do not know the values of R1, R2. So I'm trying to calculate the value of R1, R2. What I have done is I have extended this point to N so that AM becomes a perpendicular, and as a result of it AP and PM are equal. This is what I have done. So I'll find out the value of OM, and whatso is the value of R plus OM becomes RM. So AM is equal to A cos theta. How I have got in triangle AMO, this is 90-degree angle, this is theta. Now what is this OM? It is equal to A cos of theta. Similarly, if I take this triangle ONB, there also the same thing is there. This ON is equal to A cos theta. Here R1 is equal to small r plus A cos theta. Here R2 is equal to R minus A cos theta. So this is how I've got the value of R1 and R2. I've substituted this and I've got the total electric potential. Okay. Now let us do few numericals. Things will become very simple for you then. I'm telling you again, electric potential is not a vector quantity, it is a scalar quantity. So question is, I'll just make this one question and rest of the thing will depend on the diagram. Find the electric potential at C. In the first case, I take a triangle. This is a triangle, this is an equilateral triangle ABC. Let's say here I have a plus charge plus Q, here I have a plus charge Q. This is A, this is A. Question is, find the electric potential at C. How to do it? First of all, I'll find out the electric potential because of A. Electric potential because of A is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by R plus Q divided by A according to this formula. What is VB? VB is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A again. What is V total? VA plus VB, it becomes equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught 2Q by A. That's it. Don't use any vectors as you were doing in electric potential. It's a scalar quantity. That is the only difference. Now, similarly, in case the question changes, it becomes this plus Q here, A, B, C. At this point, I have minus Q. What is VA over here? It is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught. This is A, this is A, this is A. Q by A plus. If I talk about VB, it becomes minus 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by A. What is V total? VA plus VB, both of them, they will cancel with each other. Answer is 0. Okay. I'm simply adding, I'm telling you again and again. Let's change the question now. Suppose, now the question is, you have a square. You have a square. Let's say this is A, B, C, D. You have plus Q, plus Q, plus Q, and you have to find out the electric potential at C. Let's see now. VB I am writing intentionally. All these sides are of A. 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A. VC, VD, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q divided by A. No problem. But what about VA? Is VA same? No. This distance I have to see, it is root 2A. So what is VA? 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by root 2A. So similarly, root 2A. So I have to add all these together. Many people, they do this mistake. सबको Q by A ले लेते हैं और कहते हैं 3Q by A. 3Q by A is not the answer. यहाँ पे जो a वाला चार्ज होगा उससे √2a आ जाता है. As a result, what is V total? V total is equal to VA plus VB plus VD. कितना हो गया? 1/4 पे एप्सिलॉन नॉट कॉमन, Q कॉमन, 1/A plus 1/√2A, 1/A plus 1/A. So we'll solve this thing. Q/4 पे एप्सिलॉन नॉट, it becomes 1/A. Also I can take it out, no problem. 1/√2. This becomes 2/A, only 2. So let's add Q/4 by epsilon naught A. It becomes 1 plus 2√2 divided by √2. These many things. Okay. One more question on similar lines. Is it clear? Find the electric potential, let's say at O now, at O. This is again in my equilateral triangle ABC. This is A, this is A, this is A, and my O point is over here. This is a distance x. इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स अभी तक फाइंड आउट करा था, ऐसे वाले क्वेश्चन में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड फाइंड आउट करा था, आंसर 0 आ जाता था, पर यहाँ पर आंसर 0 नहीं है. यहाँ पर क्या है? VA इज इक्वल टू 1/4 पे एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q बाई एक्स. VB भी क्या है? 1/4 पे एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q बाई एक्स. BC क्या है? 1/4 पे एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q बाई एक्स. सबको टोटल करेंगे, क्या आएगा? V टोटल इज इक्वल टू 3Q डिवाइडेड बाई 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट x. क्योंकि यहाँ पर डायरेक्शन को कोई लेना नहीं है, सिंपली एल्जेब्रिकली ऐड करना है. अगर कोई चार्ज माइनस कुछ होता तो हम उसको सब्ट्रैक्ट कर लेते. सपोज ये वाला चार्ज, यहाँ पर हमने माना कि सारे Q थे, अगर बाई चांस एक माइनस Q होता तो माइनस Q हो जाता और कितना हो जाता? सिंपली Q हो जाता. दैट्स इट. यहाँ आई हैव अज्यूम्ड दैट ऑल आर पॉजिटिव. इज दिस क्लियर? नाउ वी कम टू द नेक्स्ट टॉपिक. Next topic is electric potential energy. Electric potential energy. If I talk about electric potential energy at a point, again this is a small difference. Electric potential energy at a point, it is defined as the work done by an external force in bringing a charge, unit positive नहीं लिखते, a charge from infinity to a given point. So what is electric potential energy? At a point, I'll just write at a point first. Electric potential energy at a point is defined as the work done by an external force in bringing a charge from infinity to a given point. That means a similar diagram I'm drawing. This is A point where I was having a plus charge. This is B point which is at a distance r from it, and I'm having now a charge. Let's say this is Q1 and let's say this charge is Q2. I'm bringing it from infinity. This charge I am bringing from infinity. Since this is also positive, this is also positive, I have to do an external work by an external force in order against the electrostatic force of repulsion. Here I have to bring this positive charge towards this positive charge, and in order to bring them closer, I'll be doing a work against the electrostatic force of repulsion, that is an external force. So at this stage, if this is at point C, this distance is x, and I'm trying to move it further by distance dx in this direction. So I'm doing a work against the electrostatic force of repulsion. The only difference is इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल और पोटेंशियल एनर्जी में, उसमें इसको हम प्लस क्यू नॉट लेते थे, एक यूनिट पॉजिटिव चार्ज लेते थे. यहाँ यूनिट पॉजिटिव ले रहे, यहाँ कोई एक चार्ज ले रहे. सो इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल energy at a point is defined as the work done by an external force in bringing a unit charge, a charge अ चार्ज फ्रॉम इन्फिनिटी टू अ गिवन पॉइंट. उसमें यूनिट चार्ज होता था, इसलिए कोई भी चार्ज है, तो Q2 इज दैट चार्ज. ओके, दिस इज द ओनली डिफरेंस. नाउ व्हाट अबाउट SI यूनिट? SI यूनिट सारे वर्क डन की एनर्जी की क्या होती है? जूल. तो इसकी SI यूनिट है जूल. कैसी क्वांटिटी है? स्केलर. एनर्जी इज अ स्केलर क्वांटिटी. एंड व्हाट अबाउट द डायमेंशनल फॉर्मूला? इट बिकम ml square t minus 2. So SI unit is joule, dimensional formula ml square t minus 2, and it is a scalar quantity. Now let's come to the formula from this only. Definition is clear, I believe. Now when I'm talking about the work done, first of all I'm writing about the electrostatic force. This is the derivation I'm talking about. When we are deriving, the same diagram I'm using, Fe is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q1 Q2 by x square. This is electrostatic force at point C. At point C. This is electrostatic force at point C. Now if I want to talk about work done, small work done, it becomes Fe dot dx. F dot dx लिखें, Fe dot dx लिखें. Now I'll substitute the values. Magnitude of F is actually Fe, magnitude of dx, and cos of 180 degree. Cos of 180 degree is minus 1. This is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught x square Q1 Q2 dx. If I want to find out the total work done, 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught minus sign Q1 Q2 x square, no, not x square, dx by x square comes inside. So the limits are from infinity to half, as we have done before. When we put these limits, I get work done is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught माइनस साइन चल रहा है अभी, Q1 Q2 एंड इंटीग्रेट करते हैं तो x रेज टू पावर क्या आएगा? x रेज टू पावर माइनस 2 प्लस 1 डिवाइडेड माइनस 2 प्लस 1, लिमिट्स फ्रॉम इंफिनिटी टू r. ये माइनस साइन जो आएगा ये प्लस बना देगा इसको, 1 बाय 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट को, Q1 Q2 आ जाएगा 1 बाय x, द लिमिट्स आर फ्रॉम इंफिनिटी टू r. इसमें आ गया Q1 Q2 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट 1 बाय r. आपको पता है 1 बाय इंफिनिटी क्या होता है? 0 होता है. तो ये वर्क डन का वर्क डन विच इज एक्चुअली इक्वल टू पोटेंशियल एनर्जी. Whatsoever work we do against the electrostatic force over here, that is stored as potential energy. So work done against the electrostatic force has been stored as potential energy. तो जो work done आप derive कर रहे हैं that is only potential energy. ठीक है, इसमें दो, अब देखो क्विकली रिवाइज करते हैं. इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक ये समझ में आ गया, बस डिफरेंस ये था Q1 Q2 का. सर 3-4 फॉर्मूले लिखकर हम रिवाइज कर लेते हैं कि हमने अभी तक कितने फॉर्मूलेस करे सिमिलर से. इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स का करा था अगर याद हो, 1 बाय 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q1 Q2 बाय r स्क्वायर. फिर इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का फॉर्मूला करा 1 बाय 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q बाय r स्क्वायर, एक Q रह गया. इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल का करा 1 बाय 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q बाय r, Q भी एक r भी एक. और पोटेंशियल एनर्जी का करा है 1 बाय 4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट, चार्ज तो दोबारा Q1 Q2 आ गए पर यहाँ पर r रह गया. ठीक है, ये चारों सीक्वेंस से याद रखोगे तो बहुत इजीली ये याद रहेंगे. ऑलराइट, नाउ लेट्स डू द इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी बिकॉज ऑफ n नंबर ऑफ चार्जेस. ओके, नथिंग ऑन दिस. Electric potential energy due to n number of charges. Electric potential energy due to n number of charges. Suppose this is my Cartesian plane. This is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3, this is so on. अलग अलग चार्जेस हैं, उनकी अलग अलग इंट्रैक्शन है. एक बात याद रखने वाली है, अगर हम इलेक्ट्रोस्टैटिक फोर्स ऑन 1 बिकॉज ऑफ 2 लेते थे तो डायरेक्शन वॉज फ्रॉम 2 to 1, ये आपको याद था. ठीक है, ऐसे ही ये सारे के सारे जो चार्जेस हैं, सपोज एट द मोमेंट आई जस्ट कंसिडर कि ओके Q1 इज हियर, लेट्स से Q2 is here, Q3 is here. I'm just considering just three charges. Let's see. In case this Q1 charge is experiencing electrostatic potential energy because of Q2 and Q3, तो क्या होगा? Because of this, that means electric potential energy because of 1 due to 2. Then I should add electric potential energy on 1 because of 3. And similarly, electric potential energy on 1 because of 4 and so on. It should be like this. यानी कि अगर मैं सिर्फ U1 की बात करूं तो जो फर्स्ट चार्ज है उसको इन सब के कारण इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एनर्जी एक्सपीरियंस होगी. यानी कि इसकी वैल्यू लिखें, क्या आ जाएगी? 1/4 का एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q1 Q2 डिवाइडेड बाय R21, उल्टा लिखते हैं, इज प्लस 1/4 का एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q1 Q3 डिवाइडेड बाय R31 प्लस 1/4 का एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q1 Q4 R41 एंड सो ऑन. एंड सिमिलरली अगर U2 की बात आएगी, हमने U21 प्लस U22 लिखेंगे, U23 प्लस U24 प्लस U25 एंड सो ऑन. सिमिलरली इसकी वैल्यू आ जाएगी 1/4 का एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q2 Q1 R उल्टा हो गया R12 प्लस 1/4 का एप्सिलॉन नॉट Q2 Q3 डिवाइडेड बाय R32 एंड सो ऑन. ये इस तरह से चलता रहेगा. क्योंकि जितने चार्जेस हैं सबके कारण टोटल इलेक्ट्रिक फोर्स लगेगा. अब ये इसके कारण था तो ये R21 इस तरफ डायरेक्शन में था, अलग अलग होंगे. डायरेक्शन से मतलब नहीं है, पर आप ये पूरी क्वांटिटी देखिए कि किस तरह से आ रही है. क्योंकि एक चार्ज है उस पर बाकी सब चार्जेस के कारण है, फिर दूसरा चार्ज है उसके पास सारे थर्ड फर्स्ट सब चार्जेस के कारण. तो ये U टोटल हो जाएगा U1 का सम प्लस U2 का सम एंड सो ऑन UN का सम. और UN के अंदर इतने सारे टर्म्स, U2 के अंदर इतने टर्म्स और UN के अंदर इतने सारे टर्म्स. बट एक चीज़ मिसिंग है, हर में एक चीज़ मिसिंग है. आई एम नेवर एवर राइटिंग U11 जो खुद ही चार्ज उस पर खुद अपना वाला फोर्स नहीं है. ऐसे ये 2 है, ये 2 है, 2-1 तो है पर 2-2 नहीं है. ठीक है, ये बात क्लियर हो रही है. अब ये कि मैं इन सबको समअप करती हूँ तो मेरे पास जो टोटल फोर्स आ जाएगा वो आ जाएगा 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट सिग्मा I इज इक्वल टू 1 to n एंड J इज इक्वल टू अगेन 1 to n. ठीक है, और QI QJ RJI and again one condition, फिर I is not equal to J. I is not equal to J. ये दोनों आपस में इक्वल नहीं, ये कंडीशन साथ में नहीं, क्योंकि फिर वो तो हो ही नहीं पाएगा. ठीक है, 1-1 नहीं हो सकता, 2-2 नहीं हो सकता. I and J should be different. Okay, now I come to the next topic. इसी चीज से दो चार्जेस का करके देखते हैं क्या रहता है. 2 या 3 चार्जेस का. Suppose I have got first charge Q1, this is Q2 and this is Q3. Now let me find out what is the value of U1. U1 means U12 plus U13. What is U2? U2 means U21 plus U23. What is U3? It becomes U31 plus U32. हर एक में कितने कितने टर्म्स आ रहे हैं? 2 टर्म्स ही आ रहे हैं. कहने को 3 चार्जेस हैं पर टर्म्स कितने आ रहे हैं? 2 ही आ रहे हैं. What is U total now? U total is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3. इसमें हम ऐड करते हैं 1/4 का एप्सिलॉन तो कॉमन आ गया हर एक में. सिग्मा I is equal to 1 to 3. So QI QJ and J is also equal to 1 to 3 and I is not equal to J R J I. Can you see certain terms are repeating over here? मैग्नीट्यूड के टर्म्स में जो U12 होगा वही U21 होगा, जो U13 होगा वही U31 होगा, जो U23 होगा वही U32 होगा। ठीक है, क्योंकि अगर हम टोटल निकालेंगे तो ये जो होंगे ये सिमिलर हो गए, ये भी सिमिलर हो गए, और 1 2 और 2 1 भी सिमिलर हो गए टर्म्स। ठीक है, अब ओके, इज दिस क्लियर? Because this concept will be using in certain numericals, that's why I'm mentioning this. एक और छोटा सा टॉपिक कर लेते हैं, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड as negative gradient of इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल। इसका मतलब क्या है? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल इसका मतलब ये है कि E इज इक्वल टू माइनस dV बाय dr। नाउ this is a term which I am writing. What does it mean actually? It means if I say the direction of electric field is like this, this is my electric field, the direction of electric field is like this, but the electric potential keeps on decreasing if I go from here to here. The direction of electric field is like this, but the direction of electric potential is in this direction. How do we explain this? We know that V is equal to Q divided by 4 pi epsilon naught R. So if I am taking Q as a positive charge, and I'll find that if I am increasing the distance from here, from the source, let's say, then what is happening? The value of electric potential is decreasing. जिस डायरेक्शन में इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड जा रहा होता है उस डायरेक्शन में इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल कम हो रहा होता है। यानी कि अगर मैं यहाँ पर इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल मेजर करूँगी वो मेरा ज़्यादा आएगा, यहाँ मेजर करेंगे तो कम आएगा, एंड सो दिस इज व्हाट इट मीन्स। लेट्स डिराइव दिस एक्सप्रेशन मैथमेटिकली। हाउ टू डिराइव दिस एक्सप्रेशन? Let me consider that same thing which we were discussing before also. Let's say this is my A point at which I have a charge Q. This is my B point, and let's say this is C point which is at a distance x from here, and this is a distance r, and I'm moving a particular positive charge, unit positive charge, from infinity to a given point. From infinity to a given point. That means I'm moving it by a distance small dx. If I talk about the force is equal to, okay, work done dW is equal to F dot dx. F dot dx. What is F? Magnitude of F. Magnitude of dx cos of 180 degree, because here the electrostatic force is opposite to the direction of displacement. As discussed before also, the electrostatic force is in this direction and displacement is in this direction. So it becomes F dx cos of 180 degree. If you I'll just make it -1 minus F dx. If you remember one thing which we have discussed before, that F can also be written as Q naught into E, where E is the electric field and Q naught is the charge. Let me substitute this value over here. F is dW is equal to minus Q naught E dx. But what is dW? Or I can just write it dW by Q naught is equal to minus E dx. What is W by Q naught? W by Q naught is nothing but V. It is equal to dV. So it equals to minus E dx. I can just rewrite this thing as E is equal to minus dV by dx. जो पुरानी बात थी वही हम कंसिडर कर रहे हैं कि A पॉइंट पे हमारा एक प्लस चार्ज था, B और A के बीच में डिस्टेंस R था। आई एम ब्रिंगिंग अ चार्ज फ्रॉम इन्फिनिटी टू अ गिवन पॉइंट B. Let's say at any instant it is at a distance x, then a small distance moved further will lead to a small work done. What is that work done? F dot dx. F dx cos of 180 degree. Why 180 degree? Because Fe and dx both of them are in opposite direction. It becomes minus F dx minus F because of cos 180 degree. But what is F? F is equal to Q naught E. Since F is equal to Q naught E, let me substitute this value over here. It becomes dW is equal to minus Q naught E dx q naught dw by q naught minus E dx. So what is dw by q naught? Again and again we are saying that electric potential is the work done per unit work done in moving a unit positive charge from infinity to given point. ये हमारा फॉर्मूला है v का फॉर्मूला बार बार हमने लिखा है, w इज इक्वल टू v इज इक्वल टू w बाई q बार बार लिखा है, यही फॉर्मूला हम इसमें यूज कर रहे हैं. तो व्हाट इज dw बाई q नॉट? dv, v होता है w बाई q नॉट, तो dv क्या होगा? dw बाई q नॉट. इसके जगह ये लिख दिया, e इज इक्वल टू माइनस dv बाई dx. dx की जगह r लिख सकते हैं. इट इज नेगेटिव ग्रेडियंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल. ओके, नाउ let's do the next topic, equipotential surfaces. Equipotential surfaces. Equipotential surfaces. First of all, what do we mean by equipotential surface? Equi means equal potential electric potential surface. That means a surface on which electric potential is same at all points. It is called as equipotential surface. Equipotential surface, अभी हम कुछ एग्जाम्पल्स करते हैं पोटेंशियल सरफेस की, तो हमें थोड़ा आइडिया हो जाएगा कि क्या है. सपोज आई हैव अ पॉजिटिव चार्ज, यू नो द इलेक्ट्रिक लाइंस ऑफ फोर्स आर कमिंग आउट लाइक दिस, एंड फॉर दिस एन इक्विपोटेंशियल सरफेस कैन बी दिस वन और इट कैन बी दिस वन. ये फर्स्ट डॉटेड जो है, दीज आर एक्चुअली ऑल दीज आर कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर्स. सर्कल कभी मत कहना, कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर्स. ये कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर्स है. जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज के पास होगा उसका इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल ज़्यादा होगा, और जो पॉजिटिव चार्ज से दूर चला जाएगा उसका इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल कम होगा. यानी कि हियर v1 इज ग्रेटर देन v2. व्हाट इज द रीजन बिहाइंड इट? अगेन द थिंग विच वी हैव डन जस्ट फ्यू मिनट्स बैक, इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड इज नेगेटिव ग्रेडियंट ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल. यानी कि इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड अगर इस डायरेक्शन में जा रहा है तो इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल इस डायरेक्शन में ज़्यादा है. v1 इज ग्रेटर देन v2. सिमिलरली इफ आई टेक द केस ऑफ एन आइसोलेटेड नेगेटिव चार्ज, उसके लिए इलेक्ट्रिक लाइंस ऑफ फोर्स आर लाइक दिस, दे आर गोइंग इनटू दिस नेगेटिव चार्ज. इसके लिए दोबारा इक्विपोटेंशियल सरफेसेस हो जाएंगे हमारे कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर्स. ये भी कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर्स हैं, कॉन्सेंट्रिक स्फीयर्स. इसमें v1, इसमें v2. यहाँ उल्टा हो जाएगा, v1 इज लेस देन v2. क्यों? क्योंकि आपकी इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन ऐसे है, तो इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल जितना दूर जाओगे उतना ज़्यादा होगा. अगर बेसिक कॉन्सेप्ट वो भी लगाते हो, ये माइनस चार्ज है, -1/4πε0r, यानी कि जितना इसके पास जा रहे हो r की वैल्यू कम हो रही है, पर नेगेटिव इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल बढ़ रहा है, कि एक्चुअल पोटेंशियल क्या हो रहा है? कम हो रहा है. दिस इज व्हाट इट मीन्स. ओके, नाउ वी कम टू द नेक्स्ट पार्ट. In case I have to write about uniform electric field. Third thing, uniform electric field. For uniform electric field, electric lines of force are coming like this. This is a parallel beam. So here equipotential surface will be like this. आप देख रहे हैं इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन ये है, ये v1 है, ये v2 है. So here v1 is greater than v2. ठीक है. फोर्थ, टू सिमिलर चार्जेस मतलब दो पॉजिटिव हैं या दो नेगेटिव हैं. फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल ड्रॉ द इलेक्ट्रिक लाइंस ऑफ फोर्स. इलेक्ट्रिक लाइंस ऑफ फोर्स इसकी किस तरह से होंगी? शोइंग रिपल्शन. ओके, नाउ व्हाट अबाउट द the equipotential surface. Equipotential surfaces, they are showing like this. What is it showing? They are closer towards this charge and they are far away from here. they're closer towards this charge and far away from here. Okay, so and one combined equipotential surface can be like this, because from a distance it will appear as if it is one combined charge. Similarly, if I had two negative charges, a similar thing could have been there. This is, I just draw another diagram. Two negative charges are there. Again, electric lines of force like this. Everywhere where so you're seeing, you can see that electric lines of force and equipotential surface are perpendicular to each other. Okay. Now again, these are two negative charges. Again, it will show repulsion like this. And again, one combined effect for a person who is seeing from a distance. It is like this. Out of these diagrams which I have drawn, three properties you can see on your own. Very first thing, equipotential surfaces, whatsoever we are having, they are perpendicular to electric lines of force. Second, in case they are very close to each other, it shows strong electric field. In case they are away from each other, far away from each other, it shows less electric field or comparatively weaker electric field. Fifth diagram also I want to draw. In case of fifth diagram, in case you have electric dipole. Electric dipole means one negative charge, another positive charge. In case one negative charge and positive charge are there, electric lines of force will be coming like this. That means in this region, electric equipotential surfaces should be closer, because you have a number of electric lines of force in this region and they will be far away from these charges. Can you see this diagram? So there is a difference. Here they are coming away from the charges, here they are coming closer to the charges, because this is showing attraction. One electric line of force you can have like this also. So there are more electric lines of force between the two charges, hence the equipotential surface are closer to each other. Here they are far away from each other. Now using all this data, all these diagrams which we have discussed, let's write on the properties of equipotential surfaces. Properties. First, First is no work is done in moving a charge on equipotential surface. Second, equipotential surfaces perpendicular to electric field. Third, equipotential surfaces do not intersect each other. अगर ये इंटरसेक्ट करें तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड लाइंस इंटरसेक्ट कर रही हैं कि एक पॉइंट पे दो से ज़्यादा इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड के डायरेक्शन सकते हैं. Equipotential surfaces do not intersect each other. Fourth, E is equal to minus dV by dr. That means electric field is negative gradient of electric potential. Electric field is negative gradient of electric potential. Last point, the surfaces closer to each other indicates strong electric field. field in that region. That means if electric lines of force are coming very close to each other, it means if surfaces are close to each other, it means electric lines of force are close to each other. It means that electric field is strong in that region. Okay. So this is what we have in electric potential. Let me do one or two numericals based on electric potential energy, so that bit more idea you have. Similar numericals as you have done in electric potential. This is clear. I just repeat, no work is done in moving a charge on equipotential surface. यानी कि जो आपका equipotential surface कोई सा भी था, let's say आपका equipotential surface ये था, इसकी potential V1 थी, अब यहाँ से हम कुछ चार्ज को ले जाओगे, काम कुछ भी नहीं होगा. क्यों नहीं होगा? रीजन बीइंग आपका फॉर्मूला क्या है? V is equal to W by Q naught. इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस क्या होता है? ये बेसिकली फॉर्मूला है dV is equal to dW by Q naught. dW by Q naught. अगर आप कह रहे हो इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल डिफरेंस ही जीरो है तो वर्क डन क्या होगा? नेक्स्ट इज इक्विपोटेंशियल सर्फेसेस आर परपेंडिकुलर टू इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. आपने सब जगह देखा इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल सर्फेसेस और इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड परपेंडिकुलर थे. इक्विपोटेंशियल सर्फेस डू नॉट इंटरसेक्ट ईच अदर. कहीं में इंटरसेक्ट होते हुए देखे. अगर इंटरसेक्ट करते हैं इसका मतलब है दो इलेक्ट्रिक लाइंस ऑफ फोर्स आपस में इंटरसेक्ट करेंगी. इसका मतलब है क्योंकि दो डायरेक्शंस होंगी वो पॉसिबल नहीं है. E is equal to minus dV by dr. ये आपने देखा कि इलेक्ट्रिक लाइंस ऑफ फोर्स इस डायरेक्शन में है और आपकी इक्विपोटेंशियल सर्फेसेस ऐसे बने हुए हैं. तो इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड का डायरेक्शन ये है, ये V1 है, ये V2 है. तो V1 जो होगा वो ज़्यादा होगा और V2 कम होगा. अगर लाइंस का डायरेक्शन उल्टा है तो ये वैल्यूज जो होंगी वो उल्टी हो जाएंगी. जैसे नेगेटिव चार्ज में होता था V1 की वैल्यू कम थी और V2 की वैल्यू ज़्यादा थी. देन द सर्फेसेस इफ क्या क्लोजर टू ईच अदर इट शोज देयर इज अ स्ट्रॉन्ग इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. अगर दूर है इट शोज देयर इज वीक इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. Now let's come to one or two numericals based on these. Suppose again I have my favorite equilateral triangle. This is A charge, A point, B point and C point. This is a charge Q1, this is a charge Q2, this is a charge Q3. Now if I have to find out the total electric potential energy at C, find potential energy at C. Potential energy at C. तो हम कैसे फाइंड आउट करेंगे इलेक्ट्रिक पोटेंशियल एट C? इट विल बी इक्वल टू पोटेंशियल एनर्जी एट C विल बी इक्वल टू 1/4 पाई एप्सिलॉन नॉट बिकॉज ऑफ फर्स्ट इसके लिए कर देते हैं U1 के लिए इज इक्वल टू Q1 Q3 C के लिए फाइंड आउट करें Q1 Q3 बाय लेट्स से दिस A then because of B it is 1/4 pi epsilon naught Q2 Q3 by A और सिंपली ऐड कर देना है इसको. U total is equal to UA plus UB. 1/4 pi epsilon naught कॉमन Q1 Q3 by A plus Q2 Q3 by A. सिंपली ऐड कर देना है. नो वेक्टर इन्वॉल्व लाइक यू हैव डन इन केस ऑफ इलेक्ट्रिक फील्ड. इट इज क्वाइट सिमिलर. ऐसे स्क्वायर में होगा, स्क्वायर में वही करना है, सिंपली ऐड कर देना है. बस फर्क क्या आ रहा है, पहले सी वाले पॉइंट पे कोई चार्ज नहीं होता था, अब यहाँ पर चार्ज है. तो हमने क्वेश्चन आज करेंगे. ठीक है. ऑलराइट, लेट्स डू वन मोर सो दैट थिंग्स बिकम बिट मोर क्लियर. वो स्क्वायर वाला ही कर लेते हैं अपना. अगेन दिस इज माई स्क्वायर. दिस इज A B C D. This is Q1, this is Q2, this is Q3 I'll write here Q4. I have to find out the electric potential energy at C. So I'll write UA Q1 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught into Q3 divided by here root 2A. जो पिछली बार गलती हो गई थी, root 2A. UB क्या होगा? Q2 Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught A. सबकी साइड A मानी हुई है, स्क्वायर मान रखा है इसको A. ऐसे UC is equal to UD आएगा. UD is equal to 1/4 pi epsilon naught Q4 Q3 divided by 4 pi epsilon naught A. So what is U total? UA plus UB plus UB. क्या हो जाएगा? 1/4 pi epsilon naught सब जगह कॉमन, A भी कॉमन. क्या हो जाएगा? Q1 Q3 Q3 भी सब जगह कॉमन, यस। तो Q1 divided by root 2a root 2 plus Q2 divided by a plus Q4 divided by a. This becomes the answer. Okay, that's all for today and have a nice time. Okay, bye.